Typographic choices evoke feelings. In this lesson, I'll explain how to develop your understanding of how that works. You can have typography that's doing its jobs very well, like making text easy to read, catching people's attention, and guiding them through information. And you might even have picked out fonts that look great. But there's something about the design that doesn't feel quite right. And you don't know exactly why. That's totally normal. What you have to do in this situation is to practice describing things. A big part of doing a better job with any kind of design is looking at what's around you, looking for good examples. And not only that, trying to understand what makes them feel good to you, and learning how other people feel about them. You can know a lot about typography in terms of what works and what's good, and there is such a thing as objectively good when you're talking about balance and text blocks and volumes of space. If you practice enough, you can tell that some things feel good and some don't. But in terms of conveying the feeling that you want, finding a good solution that's also appropriate for your project, that takes more finesse. And it's not objective, it's subjective. And everybody's different. The exercise that helps most here is about understanding yourself and understanding others. It's a very simple exercise. Find an example of typography and write down how it feels. Then take a stab at explaining why it feels that way. All you need to do is capture a screenshot or a photo and scribble notes. Anything visual with text, whether it's something you've seen online or something in the physical world, capture that. Critique it. Think to yourself, does this feel good or doesn't it? Which parts of it feel good and which don't? Use adjectives to describe how you feel. Get a thesaurus. Being able to articulate your feelings and your observations about how things look, that gives you a huge boost. You can use emoji to describe your feelings. Icons are great for representing emotions. Or you can do this with pictures. Sometimes the things that we see remind us of other things, and we don't always know exactly why. Put pictures together. This stuff helps with your communication skills and your ability to sell your work, whether you're doing business or trying to convince someone else about a creative direction, or just deepening your own practice. It's especially helpful to find examples of subject matter that are similar to what you're working on. So let's say you're making a website for your small business. Look at other small business websites. Look at your competition. Write down how those things feel. Use words or icons or whatever and describe those feelings. You can use those descriptive thoughts to find your own direction. It can even lead you to typography that evokes the same feelings. Look to communities that showcase great examples of design, like Behance, Fonts in Use, I Love Typography, or the Letterform Archive. See if other people have shared thoughts about a project's typography and how they think it feels. Another great thing to do, listen to type designers, the people who make fonts. They're extremely sensitive to the basics, and they often have sophisticated ways of describing what they see. So whether you're putting words to your own thoughts or noting someone else's opinion, save that feeling. Develop this habit. And then reference your notes as you work. For practice, try recreating something. Our example project has a few ways to get started, so check that out. Exploring fonts, looking at design, reading critique from your peers, these are well worth your time. Keeping notes will remind you of that, and recreating what you see will help you understand your feelings. It's one of the best things you can do.